What we really wanted to emphasize was that the decisions that you make early in life matter later in life. So the choices you make as a cell have an impact on your creature play, your tribe play, your civ play, and your space play. Every way that, all the way through the whole game, the decisions you make have consequence. So there's many, many different ways to play the game, ultimately. So in this case, I started when I was age 0. And I put on a carnivore mouth, so I was eating meat, I was finding parts. This is a little of everything that was happening in my history of my evolution. But primarily I was doing a lot of meat eating, which was moving me down towards being a carnivore. At this point, on my second generation, I also added some parts that could eat leafy greens. So when I ate some plant buds, it moved me up towards being an omnivore. But and if I would have started that earlier, maybe I would have been an omnivore, or maybe even I would have stopped eating meat and gone all the way to being herbivore. But that was pretty close to the end of the cell game, so ate quite a bit more meat and killed some cells, and that moved me to being a carnivore. So I ended the cell game as dominantly a carnivore. And what that means is I got 4 superpowers to be used in later stages of the game. I got 1 for creature stage, 1 for tribe stage, 1 for civilization stage, and 1 for space stage. So I would have gotten 4 if I was a omnivore, or if I was an herbivore also, but they would have been different superpowers. Okay. Not better, not worse, just different ones. So what happens then is I'm move forward from cell into the creature game. And I start as predisposed to be a predator, because that's how I finished the game before, and that affects my superpower that I get and also where I start out. So I started doing things like being social, and if I would have continued that path, or I still can, it's early on in the game, if I start being very social, I can move all the way up to social for this level. I'll still have these superpowers in my next level. I'll have this traps superpower, but I'll also at that point have the fireworks social if I were to move all the way up. So that would be pretty challenging, because I'm a carnivore and I'd have to be very creative about how I got my food without being a predator. Like I'd have to find meat that had already been killed and eat it instead of hunting, because every time I hunt it would move me towards being a predator. But ultimately it's not what I'm eating in this case, it's what I'm doing. So if I'm being social, eating fruit does nothing for me now. Like I've already set my mouth type, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But whether I am social with other creatures or whether I attack other creatures is what sets my ability in this level. So if it doesn't matter whether I attack and eat them or attack them and walk away, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that I've attacked them has made me a predator. But if I don't attack very many people, or I attack as few as possible, I can move towards being a social or adaptable creature. And then again, in the next stages of the game, I will again have choices in how I want to play, whether I want to play in the civ level, whether I want to play militaristically or economically or religiously, and all of those choices will be influenced by what I've done before, and also will affect what happens in the future.
You can choose to be aggressive or friendly.
Yes, exactly. And that choice makes a difference based on what happened before and what's going forward. So so in this case, if I started to befriend this creature, who I certainly can't kill, but I also have not very many social abilities, because I'm building my creature up right now to be pretty aggressive. But I could try and do a little bit of both. If I doubt I could do anything with them. So let's see. I'm going to try and I'm singing, so I'm going to sing back. So I actually did a social interaction there where of course. I did a social interaction and was able to socialize with that creature. So if I go back and I look at the timeline now, I've befriended someone, and that has moved me to being slightly less of a predator than I was a minute ago. So if I would have attacked that creature, I would have become even more of a predator. So But not only is this recording my history, it's setting the benefits and that I will have in the future. So that's the timeline. Oh, I need to eat though. Uh-oh. Let's see. I'm gonna starve. I must eat. Sorry, I'm hungry.
Not very friendly.
So that was actually a bit of a milestone. I became a little more intelligent in theory. The idea is all through Creature Game I'm slowly earning more and more brain power, and at the end of growing my brain to its full size, I can move into the tribal level where I have tools, and I stop my personal evolution at that point and start my kind of cultural evolution. Okay, but I don't have to eat him anymore because